What if I told you this injury law firm spent less money on ads and yet their conversion rates went up dramatically? That is what happened in Sandoval and James injury law firm that is in Austin, Texas. Today you will see how they flipped the funnel and how you can do this for your own injury law firm. And this is what they said that they did. We didn't change anything else. We actually started spending less on advertising, but our conversion rates still went up. Here is what most injury law firms face. You pour more money onto ads. You get the clicks and you hope for your leads. But somewhere in that funnel, things start to leak. Leads don't respond and your intake team drags. They start filling out your intake form and then silence. At Sandoval and James, based in Austin, this was happening to them as well. They were generating leads, but they weren't converting what they wanted. And they realized that more ad spend is not the answer. Sandoval and James is a personal injury law firm in Austin, Texas. They handle car accidents, trucking leads, and their team recognized that their intake follow-ups were under optimized, and they implemented a intake conversion strategy using a platform called Caparora. I have butchered that name really badly, but the results speak for themselves. The key result is that they didn't increase their ad spend. They actually started spending less money on ads, and yet they were still converting more leads than ever. And right now, I'm about to break down how exactly they managed to pull off this amazing feat. Now, the first step, speed to lead, is one of the most important things to have in terms of your conversion rate. As soon as the lead came in for this injury law firm, they managed to send a follow up automatically. And we all know in business that the faster that you follow up with your leads, when they respond to you, the higher the conversion rates are. And they were able to send up valuable follow ups to their leads by connecting their CRM and their ESPs so that the moment the lead comes in, they're able to send that follow up, which we'll get into in a later section. The second thing they did was multi-touch follow-ups. Instead of them filling out one form and then doing one simple phone call or a generic voicemail, they scheduled email or text to re-engage the lead, and inside of these emails, they made sure they inputted valuable content for their leads. They did this by first segmenting their leads by their case type, and based off that, they get to send highly personalized emails to their leads. And also, another way they installed value into that is by doing objection handling emails, FAQs, or just educational content. And the reason why this was so impactful is because how relevant it was to their leads. So when they send social proof emails showing what they have done for past clients, it is more impactful because how relevant it is by this injury law firm segmenting their leads. And one of the most effective way to segment your leads is which is in point 3 that I'm about to make, connecting your ESP and your CRM. This way, based on how your leads fill in the intake form, you can group them up by their case type and their injuries and really send them highly personalized emails filled with value to these leads. And the fourth thing that this injury law firm did was data. A/B tested their emails so that not only they were getting results right now, they're going to get better results in the long run if they keep on testing their emails. This is how they tightened their intake funnel and effectively sealed the leads. Let's look at the impact on what this did for this injury law firm. So, this injury law firm was spending fewer dollars on ads, and yet they were getting better conversion rates, which means they were getting more consultations and more signed cases, spending less money on ads. They were getting a better return on investment with each of their lead. In practical terms, for Sandoval and James, less waste, more efficient using the current traffic they have. This shift from focusing solely on more leads to better leads / better conversion is what separates scaling firms from the pack. So you might be wondering, why didn't more ad spend solve this problem? Because even if they did get more leads, they were not able to convert the leads they were getting. Their backend was broken. They were doing slow responses and poor routing, and this dropped leads. Even if they did the best ad campaign, they were not going to see and reap the benefits of it because their follow-ups were too poor and weak. To solve that, they didn't focus on bettering their ads, but bettering their follow-ups. They made sure every click had a path, every inquiry got captured, and every follow-up occurred. In your firm, if you're buying ads and nothing changes in your intake process, you might as well be throwing away your money. Here are some 3 actionable steps that you can have to better up your follow-ups to get better conversions. The first thing you should do is by connecting your ESP and your CRM and setting up your intake form process. This way, when the lead fills out the form, you can segment your leads into specific groups based on their case type. Then, another thing you can do, which is the second part, is by setting up your emails. So go to one group of lead, right? And start writing up a highly personalized email to them that is filled with value and that builds trust. Now, how do you do this? These are one of the best emails you can do to give value and trust. Objection handling emails is really good. FAQs, calling out a simple pain point they might have and then answering it in the video. And urgency emails is also another good way to educate your leads. In urgency emails, you basically tell them, if you wait for this long, this is what you're going to lose. You have to really frame it as you waiting for this long is going to cause you this effect. And the best way you can build trust, or the educational videos or emails alone build trust. Another thing you can do is by sending social proof emails. Since you're making this highly personalized for your lead, it's going to be so much more impactful to your lead. Case studies, testimonials, or social proof, whatever. It's all more effective if the audience is more relatable to the main character of the story. That is why segmenting your leads is really important. The third thing you can start doing is by A/B testing your emails. This is crucial. Not only you're getting the results now, but you're bettering the results you're going to get in the future. A/B testing is one of the most important things you can do by improving your emails long term. And this also helps you get a consistent revenue and consistently get booked consultations. So if you're running ads but you feel stuck, leave the ad budget alone. Instead, really ask yourself, is your funnel broken? Fix up your follow-ups, fix up the funnel. Then that's when you can let the ads work for you. Now, if you've seen everything in this video and you're worried that you cannot do this yourself, that's going to take too much resources and you have to learn more skills or hire new people to do this for you, I already made a system that can do this all for you, and I'm currently giving it out to free to the first 3 injury law firms that work with me. Thank you for watching. If you really got a lot of value from this video, I really hope you did. Now, God bless you all and keep your minds well.